Hi everyone, you are watching the Do It Yourself Trek series. You are tuned into the How to Do It Yourself section. In this section, we speak about the trek itself and details about the trek, which, if you note it down in a pen and a paper, you can go do the trek on your own without the help of any trekking organization. So we have Saini here with us today speaking about the Rajmachi trek, and she is an avid trekker from Mumbai who's done more than 200 treks in the Sahyadri region itself. So let's get started with the how to do it yourself section. My first question to you, Saini, is the travel from Mumbai to the Rajmachi trek and back.
As you know, there are two routes to Rajmachi, and therefore there are two, ways in which you can do the trek. One of the routes starts from Lonavala. If you want to do the trek from the Lonavala side, from Bombay, you have to catch a train to Lonavala. There are many trains that fly, especially at night. There are many trains that go towards Lonavala. You can reach Mumbai to Lonavala in about 3 hours, give or take. And then once you reach Lonavala, from there you can actually start walking from the station itself if you want, or you can take a rickshaw or a jeep from the station and ask them to drop you near Tungarli Dam. That's the farthest a jeep or a rickshaw would go. If you have your own vehicle, of course you can go even further from Tungarli, and that's the beauty of the Lonavala side. You can actually push through with a vehicle till almost 3/4 of the trail on the Lonavala side, and only have to walk about 1/4 of the way. Now, if you are starting the trek from the other side, you would want to reach first from Mumbai to Karjat. Now, to reach Karjat, you can just hop onto a local train from Mumbai that's headed towards Karjat. It would reach in about 1.5 hours. From Karjat, you can rent a shared jeep or a rickshaw or or any other, or even a bus that goes to Kondivde village. Kondivde village is the base village for the Rajmachi fort on this side. Once you reach Kondivde village, from there, there is a very prominent trail. So from there onwards, your actual trek starts.
Great, Saini. So how do you go about planning for this trek? If you have to do this in a day, or would you stretch this over 2 days? How do you go about doing this?
Vishnu, so there are many options to do this trek. If you want to stay and camp on Rajmachi, then you can of course do a 2-day plan. If you don't want to do that, if you want to return the same day, you can also come back the same day. I would recommend going from the Karjat side. You can catch an early morning local around 5:36 a.m. from Mumbai to Karjat. Once you reach Karjat, you can grab something to eat, then head on towards Kondivde, start your trek from Kondivde, go to Rajmachi, explore the, everything that's there to see, come back by late evening, go back to Karjat station and then back home. So this way you can do it in one day. But by the time you reach Bombay, it would be late at night. If you want to stay the night, of course, you can stay and then, leave the next day in the morning or in the afternoon, the same way that you came.
Speaking about the stay, Saini, where would you recommend trekkers to camp on this particular trail?
So, speaking about camping, right? So, Rajmachi, the Machi itself or the plateau itself is actually a village. It's called Udayawadi as well. And, the place is very, very welcoming to all sorts of trekkers and campers. So, there are a few houses on the plateau, and they are very, willing to provide food and even provide, tents on rental basis to you, even if you're not carrying your own tent. So I would definitely recommend, going to Rajmachi and camping there, because it's a beautiful experience, staying with the villagers, experiencing their lifestyle, eating their food, and, just enjoying nature and enjoying the night sky.
That's great, Saini. Actually, in fact, you covered the food part, which was my next question to you. So I want to ask you, what are the water sources on the trek itself?
Right. So, Vishnu, on the trek itself, when you start the trek at Kondivde village, of course, you can get water at the village. When you start climbing up, during monsoons, there are some freshwater streams that, you can take water from. At Rajmachi itself, there is water. There is potable water that the villagers use and that, you can also use. You can be rest assured that there is water both at Rajmachi and at the base if you want drinking water.
From the base to the summit, how much time would it take for an average trekker to complete this trek?
If you start from Kondivde village to go to Rajmachi, you can reach in about 3 to 4 hours depending on your speed. If you go at a relaxed speed, it would take up to 4 hours. If you're slightly faster, you can reach in 3 hours. But remember that Rajmachi is not the final point of the trek. There are two other, citadels or forts or, higher points from Rajmachi, Srivardhan and Manaranjan. So they will both each take at least half an hour to 1 hour extra to climb after, you've climbed up for 4 hours to Rajmachi.
That's great, Saini. Which is the nearest ATM to the Rajmachi trek?
I would say if you are starting from Lonavala, then at Lonavala. If you're starting from Kondivde village, then the last ATM at a reliable spot is Karjat station.
Great. So how much money would you require to do this trek from Mumbai to the trek and back home?
If you are planning to stay at Rajmachi, then I would definitely account for at least 2,000 rupees. But if you're only going for a day and coming back on the same day, then 1,000 rupees should be good enough.
Wow, Saini, thank you so much for coming onto the show and speaking so detailedly about the Rajmachi trek. And there you go, guys. That was Saini Krishnamurthy speaking about the Rajmachi Fort trek. And this was the how to do it yourself section. So not to worry about all the information in case you have missed a few. We have put up a complete documentation on our website. Just head over to the DIY section on indiahikes.com and you will find the entire documentation for the Rajmachi Fort trek along with the downloadable GPX file right there on the site for you. So for more such videos, hit subscribe and click on the bell icon next to it to get reminded of our videos. To know more about the trekking world itself, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.